make the strings.
Oh, Big Dirty, why are you doing this to me? So I came to Walmart to see if they had oil for my truck. I use that Motocraft 1540 stuff. That's what I've always used in it. I tried some of that T6 there for a little while, and it was having, you know, it seemed like it was finicky. There was like some random metallic-y stuff showing up in the oil. Switched back to the old dinosaur oil, which this thing has been on for pretty much 280 some thousand miles of its life. And yeah, so giving me the old crank no start. So yeah, the other night this happened to me, and then I basically let it sit for a little bit, and then it finally fired up. So the issue, I think, I borrowed my buddy's scanner, and I've had it in the truck. But so what it's doing, I'm assuming something to do with the ICP, like the injection control pressure. It's throwing a code for 1212, like a P1212, which is like ignition or injector control pressure, like lower than desired, crank or running. But yeah, so I think if I let this thing actually cool all the way down, it would probably start, because the oil will get a little bit thicker. So a few of the things that I've looked at online kind of points to either injector O-rings. Maybe it's leaking past the injectors and it's not getting the injection control pressure. I believe it needs around 500 psi to start. But watch, check this out. So I'm logging the ICP voltage, the actual pressure, and then the percentage, like the duty cycle. So they say that it shouldn't go over 50% duty cycle without it already being at 500 psi, and you could see it goes well above that with being well under the psi. So we're at like 180 psi at like 75, 80, 90%, 80 some percent duty cycle on the ICP. So yeah, I definitely think it's injection control pressure. So basically how the 7.3 Powerstrokes work is they use like a high pressure oil system, and it uses basically a pump to make like up to 3,000 or so psi of oil pressure, and it uses that to fire like as like a hydraulic oil to fire the piston for the fuel. So basically the fuel flows into the injector, and then it uses like the little solenoid to click the injector, and it basically uses the fuel, or it uses the oil pressure, like the hydraulic fluid, to just like use it like a ram, just like pow, and it just like basically punches like the fuel into the cylinder, you know, because it is direct injected, so it does basically fire at top dead center or wherever it's kind of set to do. So yeah, it looks like I won't be changing the oil on Big Dirty today. He might need like a high pressure oil pump, which would kind of suck, or injector O-rings, or the IPR valve. But I mean, it's something to do with the high pressure oil system. So it's definitely nice being able to use the scanner and try to figure out what exactly it's doing. But I'm probably gonna be stuck here for a little bit, so I'm gonna call Ty and see if he wants to maybe come pick me up or tow me with his Civic or something. I don't know. Maybe David should tow strap me to the shop. So this is kind of the issue, or why this kind of issue is so weird to me, and why I've just had the scanner with me, just kind of waiting for it to happen. Because look at it now. So it is idling at, you know, almost 500 psi at 10% duty cycle for the ICP-R, or the IPR, and I don't know. I mean, it's idling just fine. I don't know what would happen if I actually turned it off, but I mean my truck has always been, you know, I always felt like one of like the good 7.3s. I mean, just compared to other ones that I've worked on and messed with, it just idles so damn smooth, and it just runs so good all the time. Like it's just been so good to me. You know, I feel like a lot of people probably say that about their 7.3, but I mean, this is a good one. This is a good son of a bitch. And I think it's like one of the most desirable ones, because it's the O2, so it actually has like the factory tranny temp cage in it, and a little bit more updated looking, you know, interior and all that stuff. I don't know. Anyhow, I'm gonna turn this thing off, and then we'll crank it and see if it starts. See, and then and then all the pressures and everything are just good. I don't know, it's kind of weird. I guess I'm gonna go to the auto parts store, see if they have oil for it. I'm gonna leave it running though. Come back here, let it sit for like 5 minutes, try to start it again, because that's pretty much what I did at Walmart. So see if we get this whole issue figured out. Maybe it's the IPR, maybe it's injector O-rings, maybe it's the high pressure oil pump being finicky. Just weird though. So I let my truck sit out here for, I don't know, it's probably been 30 minutes or so. And watch, it fires right up. See, the ICPR or the IPR valve is like super low duty cycle, 10%. It's making 500 psi. I don't know what's up with this thing. Why it like randomly? That's the issue. Is if it consistently did it, you know, I'd be able to look at the ICP and the IPR valves, or the, you know, the pressures and all the percentages, and I'd be able to be like, okay, well, you know, when it's hot, it doesn't start, but it changes. Like sometimes it starts just fine when it's hot. Sometimes it's only done it to me 3 times total. Once it was about 2 weeks ago, right before Adam got here. Second was 2 nights ago at Walmart, and then just today at Walmart, and it hasn't done it since. So it's not like a consistent thing. I did go do some more like wide open throttle pulls with the tuner on its highest setting, and it was showing like 60% duty cycle of wide open throttle, let's say like 2,500 RPMs. It was only making 1,800 psi of basically oil pressure for the high pressure oil system. So I think the pump is getting a little weak. I mean, obviously it wasn't making that much pressure when it was cranking over, but who's to say that, you know, it's not some random O-rings that are either in the pump or on the IPR valve or the injection, you know, on like the injector O-rings. I don't know, it's a bunch of stuff. So I need to kind of figure it out. I was thinking about ordering one of those adrenaline like upgraded high pressure oil pumps, just because it hasn't really felt as strong as it used to, you know, especially when I'm towing stuff too. When I was doing those watt runs earlier, it was only making 15 pounds of boost, whereas it used to be able to make like 20, or it used to always make 20, but now it like barely makes 15, and you can just tell that it doesn't have as much power as it used to. So I don't know, I'm probably not gonna change oil on it today, because if I do end up buying, doing one of those other pumps, it's, you know, I'll have to change oil and all that other stuff at the same time anyhow. So I don't know, silly stuff. All right, so I pulled out my old wheels and tires, the 18s that I've had these things on here for a long time. I think for about the past year. So ever since we went and got the original Supra up in Illinois, I bought these off Craigslist because I thought, you know, road trip wheels and tires, they're more of a highway tread pattern, a little bit more sunk in, and I figured to get a little bit better mileage. And I was having some like vibration issues with this. Anyhow, I'm gonna throw these back on here, take them to have them balanced somewhere, hopefully get that figured out, and then probably sell these ones. Or I would like to upgrade to the F250, like the platinum wheels. But yeah, so that's pretty much that. I do like the way these look from the side, but when you look down the side, they're kind of sunk in a little bit. And I kind of feel like on a truck, they need to be like a little out, not like a damn roller skate, but at least sticking out a little bit. So yeah, there he is with his new wheels and tires. Well, not new, the new old wheels and tires. Still being kind of a shithead, or he is being a shithead right now, but at least it looks kind of cool. If you guys are wondering what this truck is, it's an 02 F250 with 7.3 Powerstroke in it. I have a 05 headlights and grille, and then like a 2011 to 2016 like platinum front bumper. In the rear, I have the '08 tail lights, tailgate, and rear bumper, and then the rear hatch or whatever, and then the camper. But it's been a good truck. I've put almost 100,000 miles on it in the 6 years that I owned it. I think, well, maybe 7 years that I owned it. Yeah, doing all right. I guess probably figure out that whole high pressure oil pump system. But I gotta run home real quick and Jamie cooked dinner. Maybe I'll show you guys the baby, see if we can get her to get some smiles on her. She's been smiling lately, which is pretty cool. She's like 6 weeks now, so the baby's doing good. Jamie's doing good. House is doing good. Yeah, we're gonna see if this thing fires up, which it probably will, because I know you guys are gonna bitch at me about the glow plug, but it was just running. But yeah, I'm gonna go home. I should just go home. Jamie, what'd you cook?
Taco salad.
Taco salad stuff? Okay. And yeah, check out this baby. Hey Carson, with a K, and your girl. How you doing? Were you smiling? Oh, look at that. She's so happy. She's been a pretty happy baby recently. So she is 6 weeks old, and I guess she's enjoying every minute of it. Well, not every minute of it. She enjoys moments of it. Yeah. So happy, healthy baby. Jamie, the housewife?
Sure.
Sure? Cooking things and stuff. But yeah, that's about it. I gotta take Jamie's car to the shop here in a little bit. Dirty old Sobs. That's what the garage is looking like right now. But I gotta take her car to the shop, change the oil on it, cause it's overdue. So we are playing with this little Saab here. Well, this is the donor car for Jamie's car. You guys haven't watched that video, check it out up here. But moving this thing outside, needed to make some more room outside. And so I told these guys that this thing, that it ripped. And they're like, no, it doesn't. So I did a couple like burn offs, and I got the traction control turned off because you can't actually turn it off. But we're gonna do a front wheel drive burnout in this thing and see how good it does. So I just got done changing the oil in Jamie's car for her. It been a little while. I think it's about 7,000 miles or so. Saab recommends like 10, but I think that's like too damn much, even though it's full synthetic. But yeah, everybody always wonders like why I like these things so much. It's because this guy right here, turbo V6, got the little bitty turbo right here. Jamie's is the 6-speed automatic with the all-wheel drive transmission, or the all-wheel drive stuff in it, which is pretty cool. Aero XWD, so it has like an electronic rear locking like differential, and it can actually send up to 100% of the power to the rear wheels, which is pretty cool. Yeah, I don't know. They're just interesting cars. They, you know, they're kind of like a poor man's BMW, like 330 or 335 or whatever. But yeah, I just cleaned up the interior for her a little bit. She spilled a couple things in here earlier today, and so yeah, it looks pretty again. But yeah, hopefully I'll get Big Dirty figured out. I'll probably go ahead and call the guys tomorrow with those adrenaline pumps and kind of talk to them, tell my situation, and see what they think. But I'm pretty sure that that's what it is. It just kind of feels like my truck's been a little bit weaker recently, especially after all these little, you know, over the like cross the country trips and stuff, and 280,000 miles on the stock, pretty much everything, injectors, tranny, like everything. It's 100% stock. So yeah, that's gonna be it. Thank you guys for watching. Sorry that this was kind of more of a vlog-ish, whatever the hell I'm up to, but rest assured we will be working on this thing shortly. We do have more parts showing up, so we got more boxes and more parts. Still waiting on a few things before we could do all the maintenance stuff on the motor, like the timing belt water pump, or not the water pump, the seals and all that stuff. Also, we ordered a compressor housing for that, or the turbine housing for that turbo, and it was the wrong one. But talk more about that later. Again, catch you guys later. Thanks for watching.
But let me see you work this beautiful mind. If it's right, the stars align. Nothing can keep you from feeling my